How's everyone doing, guys? Cody, guys, back again, dropping another video. Right, guys, someone's commented asking me to do a video on older prisoners, like old men, how it plays out in prison. Is there like an old people's home for old, like cons and stuff, like for old men? Is there like a retirement home where they all sit there and they just sat there with a pipe and slippers and smoke and everything? No, it doesn't go on, guys. If you're a lifer and you're 60, 70, 80 years old, 90 years old, you on the lifers wing. If obviously with a lot, I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's been a lot in the headlines about historical sex crimes. People bringing up the now deceased Jimmy Savile, Rolf Harris. There's just historical sex crimes across the board, guys, and a lot of them took place in the 50s and 60s and stuff. So they've obviously are old men now. So if they're in for like sexual offences like rape, noncing kids off and stuff like that, paedophiles, they'll be on the VP's wing. The VP wing stands for vulnerable prisoners. Vulnerable prisoners are people that are in for sex offences, your nonces, your rapists, your kiddie fiddlers, things like that. So they'll be on their wing. If they're of age, if they're old age and stuff, and they're just in general population, then they're in general population. Just because they're old people and doesn't mean that they get any lesser. They get the same treatment as everybody else. They don't get like extended breaks or association or visits or anything like that. The rules apply to young and old alike. If someone's an old man and they're coming up for like they've put in for the cat, like for a category change, like cat B to cat C to cat D, they go through the same process. But I think that the parole board and stuff, and OMU, I think that when it comes to like handing them down the category C's or the cat D's, that they're more likely to get it because of their age and stuff. The lower the category of prison, guys, the less security that's in place and stuff, the more laid back the regime is and stuff. But yeah, they don't get any different treatment, guys. Like I say, I've been in prison, guys, with people who've got disabilities. I've been in prison with people that are hard of seeing, like they're not completely blind, but they can make out like shapes and stuff. I've been in prison with a guy that had a stroke all down his left side. He was paralysed on his left side, and he was still in prison. And the only difference was when it came to showering and stuff. Obviously, the inmates are not going to like be fucking soaping up his arse crack and showering him and stuff. So they get two nurses to come into the wing, and they'll open his cell, and then within the shower, confines of the shower, it was like a little wheelchair, like a plastic wheelchair, where the person gets naked, they undress him, they put him on this plastic chair with wheels, they roll him in front of the shower, they shower him. Me and the lads used to shower next and stuff like that because these two nurses were quite very good looking women, but obviously it wasn't taking place and stuff. So yeah, that's the only difference really, guys. If someone's disabled or things like that, they'll bring nurses onto the wing to help them shower and stuff. But this kid wasn't getting a shower every day. He was getting a shower probably every 2-3 days. So I felt sorry for him, man. Like they do have, when you're in prison, for those that don't know, they do have especially disabled cells. Like in Forest Bank, it was the size of 2 cells, and it was just like the door's wider and everything's lower down, like the stand for the TV and stuff like that, so that the person can still be okay when they're in prison. And then like where the toilet is like a holding rail on the side, so the person can get from the wheelchair onto the toilet, do the business, and then get back in a wheelchair and stuff. If anyone's got disabilities or mobility problems, they're normally placed on the ones. The ones is the ground floor, if you will. So yeah, but no, there's no special treatment or anything like that. It's the L. Prisoners are prisoners, like I say. They can't say, oh, because you're a paedophile, you're an old paedophile, you get better treatment than this guy that's in general population for say fraud or something like that. So yeah, there's what they should do, in my opinion, is put old people. They should designate prisons should be just for young offenders and stuff like that, because young offenders are overspilling into the general population. So then you've got like lifers should all be in one prison. Then you've got the VPs, the vulnerable prisoners, the nonces, the rapists. They should all be in one prison. Old prisoners should be all in one prison. But then you can't mix general population old prisoners with vulnerable prisoners old prisoners, because they'll clash and stuff, even at that old age and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, so if you've got mobility problems, you keep you on the ones. The food's all the same, the regime's all the same. And like I say, because of historical sex offences and other offences, you've got a lot of old people within the prison system and stuff. And it's a subjective matter. Some people think that old people shouldn't be sent to prison, but if an old man's committed fraud, right, people saying he shouldn't go to prison, but then an old rapist or an old paedophile, he should go to prison. So like I say, for me, I've got no sympathy at all for paedophiles or rapists or anything like that. Absolutely none. They all live on the same wing, and they talk about the crimes and stuff, and they're all. I've seen them on the yard and stuff. We're kept completely separate from them, because obviously they'd be attacked on sight and stuff, but they just look like absolute wrong-uns. But I seen a guy that he looks about 80, 90-year-old, the guy, and he was on the non-swing, so he's obviously a paedophile or a rapist or something like that. But yeah, when it comes to old prisoners, guys, there's no special treatment. They don't get pipe and slippers. They don't get they don't sit there in an old people's home like prison. Nothing like that. They're on the wing that they're on, and it's as simple as that. If they need to go to healthcare, if they've got severe problems, they might end up in healthcare. Healthcare is like a little hospital wing, if you will. But eventually that person will end up back in general population, or if they're a VP, they'll go back to the VP wing. And if they're a lifer, they'll go back to the lifers wing. It's as simple as that, guys, because you do have things like whole life tariffs. For those that don't know, whole life tariff means you're never eligible for parole. You will die behind bars. There's a handful of prisoners in the UK that have actually got these sentences, and they'll never get out of prison. They'll die in prison, which is a sad state of affairs, to be honest, but it is what it is. But yeah, I just wanted to address this for people, because like I say, there's a lot of people that don't know about the prison system. That's why they ask the questions, and I'm always happy to answer them. If I can't answer them, I won't be able to do the video, but if I'm able to, then obviously I will. If there's any other videos you guys want me to do, please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, let me know your thoughts and stuff, and I'm always happy to do that for you. But yeah, I hope this covers all the prisoners, guys. Anyway, I'm going to leave this video here, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Any other videos you want me to do, please let me know. I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.